Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're going to talk about the Packers-Commanders Thursday Night Football game and what it means for the NFL. This on another episode of Holy shit, the Commanders lost badly. This game was not close. The Packers obviously blew out the poor Commanders, who did have a garbage time touchdown to make the score look a little more respectable. Jane Daniels went for 200 yards and 2 touchdowns on the night, one of those being to Deebo Samuel, the other being to Zach Ertz, but it wasn't enough. Zach Ertz was the Commanders' leading receiver, and on the running game side of things, there was no running game. Austin Eckler was the lead back, but he got hurt, probably done, honestly, for the year. Jane Daniels scrambled for the second most for his team's yards, but again, not much rushing attack at all. Part of that is because of how the game was developing, which was against the Commanders. But, yeah, that's how the cookie crumbles. Jordan Love had a great game. And basically everyone associated with the Packers team had a great game. Josh Jacobs, a little slow, but a very solid performance, especially with the touchdown. But the standout Packer of the night was Tucker Kraft. My goodness, this man got over 100 yards, got a touchdown, did the Lambeau leap. It was an amazing night for Packers fans and that Packers team. On defense, the Commanders, well, unfortunately, they were not as effective as they needed to be to win this game. On the other side of it, the Packers defense with Micah Parsons bullied the Commanders defense the entire game. Micah Parsons did not get any sacks himself, but his presence was felt very much so by the Commanders. Jane Daniels was running from him on nearly every play. The Packers didn't really need to bring too many blitzes because they were getting home decently consistent with 4, and the Commanders knew it. So, what does this mean? Well, first up, the Commanders are in a little bit of pickle. They're a good team. They're a good team. They're probably still playoff caliber, but they now have been shown to be weaker probably than last year. Now, what does this mean? Well, the Commanders are now a leg back on the Eagles. If the Eagles win in week 2, better game back. Additionally, the Commanders didn't look as good as they probably should have. Now, whether this improves or doesn't improve, obviously we'll have to wait a few weeks to know, but the Commanders don't look as good. And this could be a sophomore slump on Jane Daniels' part. It could be a play calling part. Honestly, on a lot of plays this Thursday night, I was questioning what the Commanders were doing, why they were picking certain people to throw the ball to, what was the plan. A lot needs to be analyzed with this. Now, on the Packers side of things, you guys are a Super Bowl contender right now with the way your team sits. Continue to play this way, you will be nearly unstoppable until you reach the Super Bowl. Your defense looks great with Micah Parsons added to it. Your offense looks very good. Obviously, the one gripe that's existed for a few years is that you don't have a number 1 wide receiver. Hopefully one develops, whether it's Golden or someone else. I think part of that will be helped by Jaden Reed getting hurt and having his broken collarbone. Not that him getting hurt is a good thing, but it may create the opportunity for another receiver on that team to step up and become the number 1 for the Packers. Now, what does this mean for the NFC North? Well, the Packers, they're 2-0. They beat the Lions. They beat the Commanders. They beat 2 playoff teams from last year, which that is a great start to the season. And if the Vikings lose to the Falcons this week at Sunday Night Football, they will be a game ahead of everyone else in the division. Potentially 2 games ahead of either the Bears or the Lions. Now, which team will they pull ahead of? Who knows? We'll have to see. But it's very concerning right now if you are an NFC North fan who isn't a Packers fan, because they're good. They just beat two of the harder teams on their schedule back to back. And it's going to take a lot to stop them and bring them down this season. Now, I think the Packers, if they keep playing like they do, they make the playoffs easily. Will they be the first seed? There's some contenders for that. Obviously the Eagles, but also whoever wins out in the NFC West, whether it be the Rams or otherwise. Why do I think the NFC West might have an easier road to the number one seed? Well, because they play the two South divisions. With that being said, guys, please like, share, subscribe down below, comment what you think, and I'll see you next time.